Welcome to my channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing this look I call green baddie. It is 420 inspired. My friend gave me the idea to do a 420 look. I did this with the Back to Brazil. If you don't have this palette, you can just grab any other palette and try to follow along. So hopefully you keep watching, enjoy, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So you're going to need a fluffy brush, the Back to Brazil palette. You're going to need the lighter green, the darker green for the secondary color, the yellow for the transition on top, and the black for the middle of the lid. If you have the Back to Brazil, this is the only thing you need that's different, which is a highlighter. This is by Makeup Revolution. We're going to use a Q-tip to apply to the inner corners, a thick dense brush to apply the black dark eyeshadow, a fluffy brush, another one to blend, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I always do is I always put primers by Smashbox Cosmetics. Now make sure to always wear primer to make the color pop, not only pop, but make it last longer and apply smoother. So I'm going to reach into Back to Brazil and I'm going to use this light green and we're just going to tap it onto the lid. Right now we are packing on the shadow. So packing on, what is that? We're just going to grab the pigment or the pressed eyeshadow and we're going to keep placing it on the area we want it to until we get the color we desire in vibrancy. Going to keep applying it, keep reaching back in that palette and blending back and forth. Now I'm going a little bit over the crease area only because my eyes are hooded. Go a little bit high, not too high. You don't want to reach the brow bone. Just go a little bit over your crease. Grab some more shadow, apply, pat, pack that on. And where you're packing on, you want to make sure to lightly blend it. And this is going to be your background color, or as they call the transition color. Now we're going to reach back into this palette and reach for this darker green. We're going to apply that right onto the lid. You don't want to go too high, you just want to go around the lid area and right underneath the crease bone. So repeat, pat, reach into that palette multiple times until you reach the vibrancy you want. But in this case, if you want it to look like this, you're going to have to keep reaching to that palette. You're going to keep patting it on. And once you have enough color on it, you're going to start blending it out. So lightly start to blend. Right around the crease bone area, a little bit under. Very soft-handed. You want to blend that darker green with the lighter green together very lightly. You don't want the lighter green to disappear completely. Blending is a back and forth motion. Grab a little bit more. Put a little bit more color on. And very lightly blend it while you're adding more color onto it. Next, we're going to grab this yellow here, this light yellow in the Back to Brazil. And you're going to place it right over that light green. So this is going to be the color that's going to soften the blow. It's going to make everything look a lot softer and smoother and transition on the top, like that grading effect. So you're just going to grab that pigment as much as you want. Tap it on there. Don't worry about blending at the moment, you're just trying to place it on. And then you're going to start blending from the inner corners. And then to the outer. Very light handling when you do this. So when you're blending this, you want to have a very light hand. So just hold your brush just light. Blend back and forth and in circular motions. Blend right over the top of that green. You don't want to go too low. And if you feel like you're missing some color, just go back in the palette and just tap a little bit more on. Very careful. And then start blending it out once again. I'm going to reach back into this palette and grab that green we had, that dark green, and place a little bit more over the lid. Just to make it a little bit more intense and to bring back that color that we kind of lost in the blending process. So blend it out a bit once you tapped it on. A little bit more in the lid. Lightly blend from the inner corners to the outer. And just very lightly blend that green with that lighter green and a little bit of the yellow. Blend the top a bit. Alright, here comes the fun part. So we're going to grab this black eyeshadow inside this palette right here. We're going to use a dense brush. And the reason I'm using a dense brush is so it can pick up the color a little bit more and pack it on. So with the dense brush, you're going to pack it onto your lid just like so. And this is very tedious. It does take a while to blow that color up. It's better to start from a little bit of eyeshadow and then build it to darker. You don't want to go too dark and then you're going to look like someone hitting you in the eye. So build it up from lower to higher. What I mean is you're going to make it like darker in the process. Grab a little bit fluffy brush. Start blending it out right underneath the crease bone. Put a little bit more eyeshadow. Very tedious, very repetitive. You're going to keep doing it until you reach that darkness desired. Lightly blend it out. And now you're going to grab your fluffy brush. Blend it right at the crease bone, a little bit under. You want to blend the black and the darker green together. Do not go any higher. Very lightly. If you want to intensify this look, just go back into the palette and reach in there and tap on a little bit more black onto the lid with your fluffy brush and then lightly blend up to the crease area. Next, you're going to grab a makeup remover wipe or makeup remover and you're going to clean the under eye area. I had a lot of fallout, so it got very dirty, so just make sure to clean that right up. Next, we're going to grab a Q-tip. The reason I'm using a Q-tip is Q-tips pick up a lot of color. So we're going to place eyeshadow right underneath our waterline right here, under our lashes, and we're using the same color that we used to apply on the lid. It's the darker green. Back and forth motion, right underneath the lash line. Grab a little bit more. And I really like the Q-tips, like I said, it picks up a lot of color. And if you're using shimmers or something, it makes it pop even better. Next, we're going to use the same Q-tip and we're going to reach into this palette right here. This is by Makeup Revolution. It is a highlighter palette. I'm going to reach into this purplish iridescent color. You can use any highlighter and you're going to apply it to the inner corner of your eye. Apply it to the inner corner, and the reason I use this because it picks it way better than a dense brush. Try it out with a Q-tip. Trust me, you'll love it. So apply to the inner corner. We're going to apply a little bit more because I want it to be really vibrant, and blend in circular motions. Next, we're going to do the eyeliner. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and all we're going to do is do a line on the top. We're not going to go all the way to the edge, like we're not going to do a wing, that's the thing. We're just going to do a line at the top, go all the way across. Make sure it's even, and we're going to stop right there. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this. Now I'm letting this dry out. If you have hooded eyes, make sure to stay close to your lash line as possible. Now I'm going to grab mascara and I'm just going to give my lashes a little bit of tint just to apply the falsies right over. Do the lower lashes. Just want to give them a little bit of a tint. My favorite part, the lashes. These are by Lashy Box. These are called Star. Now you're going to apply the glue to the little band right here. Let it dry and let it get tacky for just a few seconds before you apply it. And we're going to start from the outer corner. Place in the outer corner and slowly start pushing to the inner corner. But make sure your lashes are tacky before doing this or they're not going to stick. And bam, we are done with this look. This green baddie look. I do look bad, don't I? Now this was 420 inspired. So I really hope you guys liked and enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification button for future videos. And thanks for watching.
Well, I finally broke my fate. You see, burning bridges.